Good day. My name is Mr. Young, and this video is a little different, as I was hired to make models for a video game, and I'm charged with making a forest, which will consist of random random use of 12 tree models. The engine will also randomize their size and uh, and rotation, so I don't have to worry about that. But first, when creating in any video game, we change our project folder. Now, mine is already set, but if uh, if it were not, you would just find your location in the folders, and then choose the one where you want to make it, and say make new folder. Or if you have a folder already for your project, you can just select that one and hit OK. Now it goes through and makes a series of folders within that folder, just so that it can use any of the just so it can use that folder. Now now we want to be able to view our number of polygons, or as 3D Studio Max calls them, tries or triangles. So to set this, we go to Views, Viewport Configuration, and in Statistics, it's not the polygon count because Max sees polygons differently, because you can make some lines invisible, making more than one triangle into a polygon. So it's a bit misleading. So we choose triangle count. Now we want to turn vertex count off and frames per second off. You change from total to selection on how it defines it, and hit OK. Oh, after you've done that, I'll display it first. I use my perspective view, but if you hit the 7 key, it displays your number. So if you hit File Save, it asks for you to it uses your project folder, and it wants a max file to start up with. So name it max start. And of course, the default max is fine. But now, every time you start up max, it will load this configuration of the viewing of the number of polygons in a model. So we're going to start by creating a tree, a simple oak tree, and we start that by choosing what already defaults to it, but the Create tab and Geometry tab. Then just below that, you see a pull down that's the standard primitives. You want to pull that down and choose AEC Extended. There's a few useful things in here, which I'll explain in my other videos, but for this one, choose Foliage. Now, because my screen resolution is so low, we have to scroll down to the bottom. And in our list, you can see there's various trees to choose from, but we're going right to the bottom of generic oak. And again, in the top viewport, just anywhere, click once, and it creates the tree. And we want to move it to the center of the world axis. So we click Select and Move. Then at the bottom of the screen, we right-click the spin arrows of next to X and Y. Z is already at 0 because we made it in the top viewport. So with the tree still selected, you choose the Modify tab, and it allows you to go to alter some of the parameters. Now our tree is going to be 12 feet tall, and these units represent 1 inch. So a 375-inch tall tree is just a little unrealistic for our needs. 12 feet at 12 inches per foot is 124. Our density and printing are both going to be set to 0.3. At least with this model, it might be different with another model that is made, but as you can see, it's a fairly nice tree, but you cannot see the tries yet. That's one of the fallbacks of the AEC object. It doesn't allow you to see the number of polygons in it. So, but we will soon. We generate mapping coordinates that we want to show only the leaves, trunk, and branches. So we turn off the fruit, flowers, and roots. And the viewport canopy isn't important to us because we're not leaving it in max. Now we want to switch the level of detail from high, which is the default, to low, which you can see does change the look of the tree immensely, but we're not going to worry about that. Now in the stack, right click on foliage and convert it to an editable mesh. Now that it's a mesh, you can see the try count is 2,964, which is a little high for what we want to for our the top end level of detail that we're looking for this tree. So we're going to with the pull down, this is modifier list. Click on it and choose the effect optimize. Now optimize is a nice way to remove faces, but there are a few things that we don't want. We don't want any bias, so right click on the arrows, make it 0, and we don't want any edge threshold, so right click on that as well. Now increase the face threshold. As you can see, if you put it too high, the trunk disappears or looks like a toothpick, which we don't want. So you have to play with it. In this case, we're going to use 19.1, and from scrolling around, you see that the numbers are somewhat blocked out, but that's only because the viewport does not refresh automatically. But if you click on the tree itself, remember we chose selected, so if you choose off the tree, tries are 0, but if you choose the tree, it looks like we're stuck at 2,710. I would have liked it to have been smaller, but the smaller you can get it at this point, the better. But that should be all we need to do in Max. So click the arrow next to export, which allows you to export selected. It's going to go to your export directory. It defaults to FBX, which is an Autodesk film box, which is a pretty decent format, but we're not going to use that. We're going to click on that, pull down, and choose 3D Studio 3ds. you see I've already done a few already. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this name and change this to a 4. Click Save. And you want to preserve max texture coordinates. Now we switch over to mid. Okay, apparently mid has some problems reloading, so I'm gonna pause it. There we are. I just paused the video and reloaded. So for this, we went to file import, and there is the option of import model from FBX, but again, we don't want that. So model from 3DS. And it defaults to the G228 directory. But we want to go through and find our project directory, which for me it's an MCP Druid. And these are the directories that it makes. And we need to find the a project. In export though, we find Oak 4, and we use the scale factor of 1. You can see the triangle count of 2,710. That's the best we can do for this try. And the bounding box is all fine. And the foliage, the mesh name, and the 5 materials associated with it, which are good. Now, as you can see, this program is German. So instead of cancel the F, Brecken, it's canceled in German. I bet you didn't think that you'd be learning a different language in this video. But click OK twice, and you can scroll downward to bring it closer, and you can left click to look around the tree, and it looks alright. As you can see, the leaves don't actually come off the branches, but that happened when we chose the low quality. Now we need textures for that. So to get the textures,